The Johto region, the second region introduced in the Pokemon franchise. It has released a total of 100 additional Pokemons, but out of all these Pokemon, which one of them is the strongest? So here we go, calculating the greatest Johto Pokemon. The scores Pokemons will receive will depend on the following factors. First is their base stat. Their stats will be split into the following categories: bulk, which will be the Pokemon's defensive stat, plus their HP, and offense, which will be the higher one of their offensive stat, multiplied by 2, plus their speed stat. The category that gets the higher score will be their build score. They will also get a score equal to half of their other build, and classify whether they are a tank or a sweeper. If the score between the two are between 10, the Pokemon will be classified as hybrid. Sweepers will be further subcategorized into physical sweeper and special sweeper. However, subcategorized sweepers moveset will only contain moves compatible with their subcategories. Next is their typing, which will be their typing score times 6. After that is their moveset. Each Pokemon will have the following moveset, and the score of each moves will be based on the move's base power, multiplied by 1.5 if it is stab, multiplied by its accuracy, and plus or minus any secondary effects. The two most common secondary effects are applying status condition or causing stat changes. Pokemon will gain additional points equal to half of the chances of applying status conditions, or change by 25 for each stage the move increase/decrease a stat. The final factor is Pokemon's abilities. Abilities will only be factored into the Pokemon score if Pokemon's abilities are certain, guaranteed, and quantifiable, unless otherwise stated. Hopefully you understood that. This is how the full formula looks like. Let's just start. Yeah, so to save time and speed things up, only a Pokemon's final form will be calculated. This includes Pokemon that have a final form in a separate region outside of Johto. So for example, Elekid. Also, I won't be going into depth about Pokemon scoring until the top 10, because nobody wants to hear a yap fest. And final thing is, Pokemons are more likely to rank higher if they excel in a singular stat, such as HP, speed, or one of their attacking stats. And items aren't included. Just know, I don't choose which Pokemon ranks where, I just choose the formula used to rank them. In 10th is Heracross. Its stat split will classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 377.5, with its other build being 290. Heracross has a typing of bug and fighting to give her typing score of 1.5, and will have the moveset of Mega Horn, Close Combat, Body Slam, and Swords Dance, for an average move score of 108, and a final score of 640. In 9th is Crobat. Its stat split will classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 375, with its other build being 287.5. Crobat has a typing of Poison and Flying to give her typing score of 3, and will have the moveset of Brave Bird, Cross Poison, Leech Life, and Toxic, for an average move score of 104.5, and a final score of 641.5. In 8th is Raikou. Its stat split will classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 402.5, with its other build being 310. Raikou has a typing of Mono Electric to give her typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Thunderbolt, Scald, Shadow Ball, and Protect, for an average move score of 92.5, and a final score of 644. In 7th is Suicune. Its stat split will classify as a tank and have a build score of 380, with its other build being 307.5. Suicune has a typing of Mono Water to give her a typing score of 3, and will have the moveset of Surf, Ice Beam, Extreme Speed, and Calm Mind, for an average move score of 102.5. and a final score of 654. In 6th is Steelix. Its stat split will classified as a tank and have a build score of 377.5, with its other build being 215. Steelix has the typing of Steel and Ground to give her a typing score of 11.5, and will have the moveset of Iron Head, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Stealth Rock, for an average move score of 105, and a final score of 659. In 5th is Scizor. Its stat split will classify as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 357.5, with its other build being 285. Scizor has a typing of Bug and Steel to give her a typing score of 10.5, and will have the moveset of X-Scissor, Iron Head, Brick Break, and Swords Dance, for an average move score of 97.5. and a final score of 660.5. In 4th is Entei. Its stat split will classify as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 380, with its other build being 332.5. Entei has a typing of Mono Fire to give her typing score of 4, and will have the moveset of Sacred Fire, Crunch, Extreme Speed, and Protect, for an average move score of 108, and a final score of 678. In 3rd is Blissey. Its stat split will classified as a tank and have a build score of 527.5, with its other build being 232.5. Blissey has the typing of Mono Normal to give her typing score of -4, and since it's a weird Pokemon, it'll have the moveset of Hyper Voice, Protect, Toxic, and Soft Boiled, for an average move score of 71, and a final score of 691. In 2nd is Lugia. Its stat split will classify as a tank and have a build score of 443, with its other build being 345. Lugia has the typing of Psychic and Flying to give her typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Aeroblast, Psychic, Giga Drain, and Calm Mind for an average move score of 109.5 and a final score of 719. And first in the calculated best Pokemon of Johto is Ho-Oh. Its stat split will classify as a hybrid and have a build score of 403, with its other build being 395. Ho-Oh has the typing of Fire and Flying to give her typing score of 5, and it will have the moveset of Sacred Fire, Hurricane, Giga Drain, and Calm Mind for an average move score of 112 and a final score of 742.5. Yeah, here's a graph of how the top 10 Johto Pokemon based on scoring looks like in comparison to each other. Just note, items and abilities aren't taken into account for these scoring, unless said abilities are guaranteed to happen. And yeah, that was the ranking of the Johto Pokemon. What would you guys give this ranking out of 10? I'd give it a 5 because the top 2 are obvious, but Blissey being at 3rd and Tyranitar being out of the top 10 kind of makes this list booty butt juice. And yeah, that's about it.